Hi everyone, and welcome to my very first makeup tutorial video. My name is Lucy. I am the Vogwen Twin, and so I have been watching makeup tutorial videos by a few really talented professional makeup artists lately and have felt very inspired by that. However, I am not a professional makeup artist by any stretch of the imagination. I am just a regular artist. So I paint, I'm an illustrator, and I write, and I'm also an elementary school art teacher. So I have that art thing going on, but I am not a makeup artiste. I don't know why I said it that way. Anyway, I've been doing my makeup myself since I was about 17. I am 33, almost 34 now. So I've always really enjoyed bright colors, bold looks, trying out new things. And so I'm really interested in makeup. And people have always asked me, so like, how do you pull off those looks? I wish I could pull off bright looks like that, but bright colors just wouldn't look right on me, or I wouldn't know where to start. And I've always told them, well, you just do it. Just put on the bright pink eyeshadow, put on the heavy eyeliner, whatever you want that you really like and are drawn to, just do it. Because the main thing is just having the confidence, wearing it, putting it on, and going out and putting your face in the world. And that gives me an opportunity to say that I don't feel that makeup necessarily has to be used to cover up anything or as a way to make yourself better, but it can be a way to have fun, express yourself, and make yourself feel confident. And if you are using makeup because you're self-conscious about something, that's also okay. Like, this makeup channel is a everyone is welcome sort of channel. It does not matter why you are doing makeup. We're just here to have fun. So my sort of purpose for starting this was to show that it's super easy to just do whatever you want with makeup, but that it's really about having fun. And I kind of want to share what I know and what I've learned through trial and error and through just many years of experience, about 17 years of experience. And sorry, I have my little notes here about what I'm going to say. So I also, while I'm sharing what I know, I really like to learn new techniques, try new things. There are so many things in makeup artist videos that I'm like, wow, I never even thought about using that as a tool. I've been using sponge applicators for eyeshadow for years. So discovering brushes has been a whole new thing for me, which is hilarious to me as a painter. So I'm just delving into using brushes with eyeshadow. So that's one thing that I want to explore, different techniques, different looks, different styles, and just sort of learn together as we go along. And the sort of third side of things that I would really like to do is that I would like to check out new products and do sort of like a review, try out, type thing as well. So if there's something new or interesting that I see at the store, whether it be the dollar store, whether it be at the drugstore, or if it's at Sephora or Ulta, which, if I've got a coupon or I've got a birthday gift or something like that, I just want to try things out and give like an honest, real girl opinion on what those things are. Because, sometimes you get a product and it's backed by like a celebrity and you think, oh, it's going to be awesome. And then you try it out and it's just not really that good. Or, maybe at first I thought it wasn't that good and then I tried it later, and because I've learned some things, maybe it's a little bit better than I thought. Or, maybe I thought something was going to be really awful because, I either heard something not good about it, or it's like a very inexpensive thing, and I'm like, well, how good could it be? And then maybe it turns out to be absolutely amazing. Anyway, so I really want this to be about sharing what I know, showing some different looks. I really like to do themed looks. I love to do that. I'm teaching on Zoom a lot right now because of the pandemic, and so I've really been getting into doing themed eyeshadow and makeup looks for my kids because, all they see is my face on the screen all day. And So I've just been really getting into trying out new color combinations, using new tools, and just kind of letting it all hang out. So forgive me because I know nothing about video editing. As this series goes along, hopefully I will learn things. But I would like to just dive in, get started. I'll talk you through my makeup process from start to finish. And we can just kind of chat. I will drink coffee because, you know, I'm the world's greatest grandpa. And we'll just go from there. So let's dive in. So first things first, I'm very nearsighted, so I'm usually wearing makeup, glasses, and so a lot of people are like, oh, how do I make sure that my makeup can be seen behind glasses? Well, they have clear lenses, so never worry about glasses ruining your makeup look because you can see them. So before I start my makeup in the morning, I always wash my face. I have moderately sensitive skin. It's combination and sensitive, so like my forehead gets shiny, but my cheeks get really dry. So I use just a super basic Neutrogena Ultra Gentle Daily Cleanser. Occasionally I will use a tea tree and peppermint face wash maybe like once a week when I'm having issues with breakouts, but because my skin is sensitive, I have to be careful with that. But I use the cleanser, wash with cold water, and then I moisturize again with the Neutrogena Oil-Free Moisture Sensitive Skin. This works really well. Not too oily, not too heavy, doesn't break out my skin, but also keeps it from getting super dry. But then when I go to actually put my makeup on, which is right now, I washed my face a few minutes ago before I started this, now it's a little bit dry still, and I haven't really dove into primers yet. That's going to be something I'm going to play with in videos. But right now I've been using Neutrogena. I am not sponsored by Neutrogena, but Neutrogena, you want to come hang out? Anyway, I've been using Neutrogena Hydro Boost Eye Gel Cream. It has hyaluronic acid in it. I hope I said that right. Basically just been putting it under my eyes since most of my makeup looks are eye-centric. That's really where I try to focus on making sure that my skin is moisturized so that it can absorb the makeup and so that the eyeshadow can go on well. I also usually moisturize my forehead a little bit more because it tends to get dry in this lovely winter. And pull my hair back and we'll get started. All right, so my face is moisturized, it's clean, it's ready to go. The first thing that I start with is foundation, and this one is Revlon Age Defying Foundation. It has SPF 20 in it. I do not go without SPF in my makeup anymore. When I was younger, I didn't really pay attention to that as much, and I grew up in Florida, so that was like probably a mistake, but I wore sunscreen in general there. So my skin isn't too horribly damaged, I hope. But now I absolutely do not go without SPF. And so today I'm just doing a super, I say basic, I'm going to be doing bright colors, but basic in terms of process. I don't typically use concealer, although I know that if I found a concealer that I liked, I would use it. And I've got a couple I want to try out for future videos. But, and as you notice, I use my hand. I also, again, want to eventually try out using applicator sponges and also a brush for foundation. Because I've seen people do that and it makes a really nice smooth look. So we will just see how that goes in the future. I just sort of tap the foundation on because, you know, smearing it around makes it look smeared. My chin is my biggest problem area. I'm always broken out. I have some acne scarring. I played the flute in middle school and high school, and I think that contributed to a lot of the acne scarring that I have now because I had breakouts, you know, from the mouthpiece. So this is just how I work my way around my face. I do sort of like, I never think of myself as doing like a full face because I don't cover every single inch of my skin. I mostly, because I work around my like dry skin issues and everything, I mostly do this with the goal of evening up skin tone. My nose is always shiny, and I have horrible allergies if you hear me sniffing all the time. So it's always red, so you just have to forgive that. Because there's something in my hair. Just is what it is. You learn to live with it. Alright, so pretty much have my face foundation. My nose is running, like I said, horrible allergies. And the next thing that I do is I put on powder. So setting powder, I really like the Revlon Photo Ready in the very light, because I'm very fair. And I use this large, I believe this is called a kabuki brush. Of course, yeah, I need to learn my beauty terminology, but it's very fair and translucent. So I definitely pay attention to the eye area because I really want to have a nice palette, or a canvas rather, for my eyeshadow. I also use this, I do kind of use a little bit of pressure when I'm putting the powder on, because it's kind of, I'm trying to blend the foundation a bit. And I know I look like super wan here right now because of, I have like no color in my face and this light is very bright. But there's my basic canvas for us to continue. And like I said, I went heavy on the powder on the eyes. I might actually even go a little more. I really like this brush. I have no idea what brand it is, but it is really nice, in my opinion. Now, for blush, I used to go back and forth. Sometimes I wouldn't wear it at all, sometimes I would. But right now, I am loving the ColourPop Sailor Moon set of makeup. And so I have been using their blushes. It comes with this really cute lenticular case. She has a matte and a shimmer. So I'm going to use the shimmer, and it's called Cat's Eye. I have a hair or something. And I use this brush. I think I got this one from Target forever ago, to Bamboo, and I got it, something else. I'm very professional, as you can tell. Anyway, I just do it on like the apple of the cheek. You know, this part. The cheek bone. And at first it'll look like a little much, but I tone it down because I don't want to look like Marie Antoinette. No offense, Marie Antoinette, but blend it in. So once I've got that as my foundation, I typically then use a highlighter. Some of my absolute favorite highlighters are the ones by Anastasia Beverly Hills. The Dream Glow Kit is one of my absolute favorites. You can see I have used it. Today I'm going to use, I'll do Ethereal. So Ethereal is sort of like a metallic lilac. And I just apply it with my finger on the brow bone, or the cheekbone, because I have found that the highlighter brushes that I have, like, eat up my highlighters, like destroy them. And they don't distribute the cosmetic on the skin very much at all. Now, I like to go for sort of an inhuman look. I'm really into sci-fi. My writing and my art centers around a race of beings called the Vogwen, and they're aliens. And I really love to kind of push the boundaries of what is natural and unnatural. So I use a lot of highlighter, but that is super preferential, and it really depends upon, you know, what you like. So I put it anywhere where the bone is sort of close to the skin. So underneath the brow line, some along the nose. I like to put some here, but because I wipe my nose so much, that's pretty much obliterated right away. So if you don't have horrible allergies, it can be really cute to put some on like the Cupid's bow because it accentuates the lips. Alright, so I've got this. I think that's pretty. I absolutely love this kit. It's one of my favorite things that I've done. I got it from Sephora, I believe, last year. I am not 100% certain when I got it, though, because, you know, COVID has pretty much swallowed the last 8 months. All right, so the next thing will be my eyeshadow. Today, I am going to be doing I think I'm going to do green and pink. From Urban Decay's Electric palette. Now, do not judge me. I've had this palette for a long time, and maybe it's like a little old, but it doesn't smell weird, and the pigment still works really well, so I just roll with it. I still use it. Now, the colors I'm going to use are Freak, which is this green. You can see I use it really heavily. And then I'm going to use Savage, which is the pink. And then maybe I'll play around with some other colors mixed in as well. But we're just going to do a green and pink because I really, really like that combination. It's one of my favorite color combinations. Now, for the green, I am going to use a sponge applicator. For the pink, I will use the brush. I found that with the shimmers, the sponge applicator works the best for me. And for the mattes, a brush works really well. Now, with my applicators, I always wet the applicator slightly because I found that it makes the eyeshadow spread more nicely, kind of like paint instead of powder. So I pull the eyelid out, and I'm going to do the outer corner with this green. And I'm going to build it up, because this green metallic really goes on pretty intensely even from the beginning, but I still find that it needs a build up. So I am wetting my applicator. I'm using I have a little ceramic fox with some water in it, wetting my applicator, and then going in on this side. And, in the future, I'll probably, as I'm talking through my process and everything, also just kind of discuss random things that are on my mind. I really like those makeup videos where they kind of talk about different things. So it's not just like blah, 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 here's my eyeshadow. So as I am putting this on, I'm going side to side, I'm like smoothing it. I'm not just like dabbing. And I'm going a little bit into the crease being, the crevice between the lid and the brow, and out towards the side in sort of like a triangle shape. And I need to even that up on this side, so I need to go up into the crease a little bit here too. And I work my way back and forth because, there's no way to keep it absolutely perfectly even unless you just go back and forth and back and forth. Okay, and even that isn't perfectly even, but whatever. It'll all even out over time. So I've got my green, and now I need to do something on the inside because I want to do my pink on the brow bone as like an accent. So I think I'm going to do, so next to Freak, there's this color called Thrash, and it's sort of this neon yellow-green. Now that one is kind of odd because it's like a matte metallic, and I have found that it really applies best whenever a brush is used on it. And so I found that when I dampen my brushes with water and then dry them off so they're like a little bit damp, they work really nicely. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to just dab this yellow-green. Now it goes on a little bit darker whenever it's wet, but I'm going to dab it on in this inner corner here. And this one takes some building up. It really does, because it goes on a little thin and it kind of wipes itself back off again if you don't really work to dab it on. So I'm going to just keep building this color up and softly sort of touching the more emerald green, which is that Freak color. Lovely naming scheme, Urban Decay. I love Urban Decay's more like eccentric color palettes. they have a naked palette that I really want right now. I think it's called Ultraviolet, and that's sort of the next one that I'm coveting, because I've never seen any of the naked palettes in a color scheme that I like, because I'm not really like a nude color person. Okay, not that I won't do nude looks, because I do kind of want to play around with that and see if I could find one that I like, so that's a future idea. Anyway, so I've got my yellow green here, and I might still keep building it up a little bit. I might come back to that, but I've really just used the brush literally like in a little stroking motion like this. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, so next is to add the pink. And like I said, the pink is called Savage. Excuse my extremely messy palette. I use this one all the time. So I'm going to use this brush, and I'm going to do this brush, I'm going to do dry, because when I've used any damp on this pink especially, it just, like, it doesn't transfer. So I'm going to get just a little bit on here, like, I'll show you how to do it, like very lightly. And see. So I'm going to take that, and I will have some fall from this, meaning it'll fall on my cheek, and I want to play around with having powder underneath my eye so I could wipe it away better, but I'm not worrying about that right now. I need to stop talking about the future and think about now. All right, I'm going to put my pink. Okay, this is really weird looking in the phone instead of a mirror. That is not as intense as I want it to be. I know you guys are like, that's pretty intense. That is not that intense to me. So I am going to dampen my brush just slightly, and then dry it off so there's just that little bit of dampness, because I really want some intensity. And see what I'm talking about? It got dark, but it's not picking up that much. This pink is really particular. Oh, there we go. It is much more intense. Now, a little lesson in color theory. Red and green are opposite on the color wheel. Pink is basically just a different shade of red. So when you put pink and green, you blend them together, you're going to get sort of a neutral brownish color. So I'm going to avoid blending those too much, and I'll come back and blend them a little bit later, and I'll tell you how. But I've got my pink here. So now I'm going to go over to the other side. Same thing, I'm on the brow bone here. Now everyone's eyelids are different shapes. So if you have like a little bit less visible eyelid, you may not see as much of the green, and you may need to bring a little more of the green up to the brow bone before you get to the pink. But for my eyelid shape, I have like a pretty significant amount of eyelid showing, so I don't have to bring the green up as high, if that makes any sense. Okay, and again, see, I need to go back in with a little dampness on this side, because this side's pretty intense and this one's not, relatively speaking. So I dampened my brush, I got a little more pink. My nose is so itchy. And there we go. Now I'm just going along here, and this is something that's worth playing with, okay? I didn't just wake up one day and be like, boom, I know how to blend. You know, this comes from like a little bit of practice with painting, but also just trying it and wiping it off and trying again. So I'm turning the brush this way, sideways, and going like this, not this way, because I would get a really thick line if I went this way. So I'm using the brush like a wedge and just going softly here towards the brow. And don't look too close at my eyebrows, because I do not pluck them. So I overplucked in the mid-2000s, mid and early 2000s, as many of us did. And so they're pretty gappy, but I do not pluck them now. I really want to learn a little bit more about brow maintenance. That's, again, talking about future things, but that is something that I want to think about. All right, now, I really like to have a little bit of shimmer to blend up here. And so that's where I bring out my Dream palette again. And I already used the ethereal on my face, so I'm just going to go in again, getting out of my finger, and blending over the top of that pink. And this is a good way to use bright colors and then back them back down a little bit. Oh, I said back twice. But back them down a little bit if you're intimidated by that bright pop. And see how it softened it a little bit? So I'm going to do that on this side, just coming in, going over the top and blending, just using my finger. Okay, so I've done a little bit of that blending. Now I want to make this line of demarcation between the pink and the green not quite so harsh. And I've discovered lately that like there's a brush that's kind of like this. I don't know what it's called, but it's like a blender brush. Maybe it's called a blender brush. Who knows? But I'm going to take a little bit of green, just really soft on this, and just blend this out. And it's super subtle. It's not heavy, because I would like that line to be a little softer. I'm going to do the same thing here. Just blending it out just a little bit, not going too hardcore with the green and the pink, because like I said, green and red are opposites on the color wheel, so green and pink do the same sort of thing where they can sort of cancel each other out in terms of brightness. They can really make one another look dull, and I don't want that. I want a bright pop. So now I've got my brow, I've got my light in the middle. I want to do something kind of bright and shiny right here in the inner corners. Let's see, what can I do? Maybe I will just trying to decide if well, I've got another Anastasia. This one's called Moonchild. Sorry, it's got lipstick on the front. And it has what's called Lucky Clover, which is sort of a green tinted highlighter. So I'm going to take just a little of that and put it in this inner corner. And do you see how it's catching that sort of green look? Just a little bit. And, you know, I did pick up a little bit of the green on my brush just from blending here, and that's okay, because it's just giving a little, almost like a neon look, which is cool. I love neon things. All right. Ooh, I like that. Okay. So, eyeshadow is done. I have been playing with setting spray lately. This is NYX or NYX Professional Makeup Matte Finish. I don't love this one. I got one from Sephora that I really liked, but I haven't been back in a while to get more. But this will work, so I'm just gonna spray it on my face. That's a sound bite for you. Anyway, and I really like how like my face feels nice and cool after this, so I just kind of fan it off. The one thing I don't like about that is I feel like, so finishing spray is supposed to keep your makeup in place and keep it from creasing. I feel like when my makeup gets wet from that it causes creasing. So I try to like go really light with it. So I'm gonna let this dry for just a second. I'm gonna keep drinking my coffee. All right, my eyelids feel pretty dry. So now I am going to do eyeliner. So I wear pretty heavy eyeliner. I do a cat eye, pretty standard. I have discovered Ico London Fat Liquid Eyeliner Black. I got this as a sample a while back. It is a felt tip liquid eyeliner. Now, liquid eyeliner sometimes burns my eyelids, a sensitive skin, but this one does not, and I really like this one. So I do this one on the top, outside, and then I supplement with something else. So we'll see how this goes with me using this in a camera screen instead of a mirror. But I pull my eyelid out, I try to avoid putting my hand in the eyeshadow, and I go really close along my lash line, about halfway. And see how this has like a pointed tip? It's literally like a Sharpie, but not. Please don't use Sharpie on your eyelid. Alright, I'm being super timid here. Oh no, now I did too much. This is hard. Okay, I think I made a mistake here by doing this. Anyway, I'm going to just wing it. Wing it. Alright, I'm going to chill on that for a minute and go to the other side because I'm way overstressing and I know that looks horrible. So I'm going to do this side. See, I feel like that green got creased when I sprayed it. I'll fix it. Alright, just trust yourself. Okay, this is better. I'm just coming out from the side. Okay, I'm gonna go to this side. Don't overstress about your eyeliner. I don't know why I'm not moving my mouth while I do this. Oh, that's not too bad. Don't judge yet, because I'm going to be fixing things. Okay, I'm going to stop with that because with the twist up eyeliner that I use, I can fix a lot of sins. So this is the CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus. I really like it because it's a twist up. I've gone through countless eyeliners since high school, and this one I think I like the best. So sometimes I do a full circle around the eye, but I'm not going to do that today. Actually, yes I will. I'm going to go for it because that's the whole purpose of this. So I'm going to start in my inner corner and go across. And see, I'm making it meet up with the liquid. My eye is watering. Please don't do this. Now I'm going to go down in the corner like this, just a little, overdrawing it slightly so that it lines up with the bottom. Okay? Making sure it's not watering because eyeliner does not like it when your eyes water. Alright, now I'm just going to start in the corner here. Oh, I've got a little dot. That's okay, I'll fix it. I look creepy at this angle. Alright, and I'm going around. This is hard. My gosh. How do they do this? How do makeup artists do this, like in a camera? I guess you get used to it. Alright. This is weird. Alright guys, sorry. Side commentary done. Okay, so now I'm going to meet up with this edge. And then light, I'm going to just make a motion like this. Light. Okay, and I will fix any little crumbs that are hanging around. Okay, other side. Make sure I don't leave black smudges all over my face. Starting in this corner, weighing in at... Oh, no! Okay. It's fine. When this happens, and it will, you can just use a Q-tip and the teeny little bit of lotion. You can also use, I also use almond oil to remove makeup, but this works really well. Look at that. And gone. Okay. Anyway. Oh, I look disturbing like this. This is like, Clockwork Orange. Anyway. This is a long video. Are these usually this long? I might have to shorten my stuff up. I don't know. Maybe I should have done more market research. Anyway, sorry for this long video. I'm gonna go up in the corner again. Oh no. It's okay. Dramatic cat eye. And they're not super even, but they're also not super uneven. So I'm going to fill this in a bit. Okay, that's not so bad. It needs to come up a little more on this side. And this is literally how I do it every day. Okay, so then it's just a matter of kind of going back and forth. Alright, so time for our finishing touch, which is mascara, and lately I've been using L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Original in Blackest Black. It is not waterproof because I just cannot stand scrubbing my face to get waterproof makeup off. I think that it's detrimental to, you know, the thin, delicate skin of your eyes. So I just blink down onto the brush like this. I don't do like false lashes, although I do want to try them. I don't go anywhere fancy, so I don't know what purpose it would serve. My husband would be like, what is going on with your eyes? But I do want to try them. So just blinking All right, so actually I think it's pretty good. So this is a full eye look. Then hair down, give it a little brush, and then there you go. All done. Full face, highlighter, and everything. So, sorry this video is insanely long. I will try to be a little more quick and not quite so loquacious in my next videos. But thank you so much for tagging along. I will be continuing with this series, just exploring some different looks and trying out some products, trying out some makeup hacks. So, thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.